Hey, I'm back. I know I haven't been making videos in a while, but you know what? We're gonna make another one. And today is a very interesting one. If you guys haven't checked out the title and the thumbnail, which I highly doubt, because I mean, isn't that the reason you clicked on this video? If you haven't seen the thumbnail and the title, I am making Bizabizow's concepts into physical plushies. Now, people have done this before in the past, such as these videos right here. And these lovely creators. Wow, would you look at that? I know this isn't an original idea, but you know what? I still want to tackle some of these concepts and make them into actual plushies. I had a really hard time with some of these. I'm gonna be showing them off, do my normal custom review, but I'm gonna try to make it into a more professional style video. We'll see how this turns out. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to the video. It just lets me know that you want to see more. And if you do want to see more, let me know who you want to see. You know, Bizabizow has made 51 total characters, I'm pretty sure. And I will love to tackle some of them, like Toy Bonnie, Nightmare Fredbear. Some of the Phantoms would be amazing, but you know, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. And of course, I don't know if I said this already, but if you haven't subscribed to Bizabizow, go do that right now. They have amazing art. I really enjoy their content, and especially their FNAF concept videos. It's just amazing. But enough with the rambling. Here are some of my customs, starting off with this one.
I don't hate you, but you need to stay out of my way.
So, for the first plush, it took me a while on deciding who it should be. Now, Bizabizow's designs are kind of intimidating. Most of them consist of open jaws, lots of embroidery, and just difficult patterns overall. But then I found one. I found one that actually kind of caught my eye and was really cute, and that is the puppet. Now, the puppet, of course, from Funko is this monstrosity. It's a nice plush, Funko. It's good for the time. I mean, the vinyl mask was questionable, but you know what? I like them. I like the Funko plushies. They're not that bad, but Bizabizow's design was a far improvement from Funko. So here is my plush. I tried to follow the design as much as I could. Of course, this puppet is a little chubby. She is I want to say a little taller than a Funko, but a little shorter than a Sanchi. The proportions are a little bit off on some of these guys, but you know, sometimes you're gonna get that when you're just making patterns from scratch. Anyway, the body was really easy to design. Is this kind of the shape that Bizabizow drew out. The arms, same thing. And the little fingers. The fingers were actually my favorite part to sew on. These were so fun. They look like little nubs. I love it so much. She looks really nice. I didn't embroider any of the details, like the face details, because this is before I thought of hand embroidering everything. But yeah, this was the first one that I made, and I think she came out really, really nice. The stripes are obviously glued on, all the details are glued on, but I think for the first one, she came out really good. So, let's move on to the next plush.
Finally, take the torso piece and lift it upward.
After the puppet, I decided to make Withered Freddy. Now, Withered Freddy in Bizabizow's design is a really cute design. I think she perfectly nailed all the features that Withered Freddy has, like that manic looking stare, those like pale white milky eyes. I think it just looks really, really good, and that's what called my attention to it. However, my plush doesn't exactly look like that. This was my first test in the open jaw mechanism, and I think I did fine for the first run, but I could have done better, and I did improve it with the future plushies, but this was my first attempt. Now, this is also my first attempt at the embroidery. As you can see around his body, he has embroidery all over his legs, his arms, on his back, his eyes, they're embroidered. I think it looks good, but just a little choppy. Since this was my first test, I think I was still getting used to some of the things, but I think it turned out really nice. Now, the head is kind of based off of the Funko's head. it's sort of the same pattern, sort of the same design, just with the minor changes. And of course, I took a Freddy nose and I just glued it onto there, just so then it looked a little more official looking, I guess. And then I used white felt for the teeth. There is a little bit of foam on the inside of the jaw, just so then the mouthpiece could stick out and have that shape constantly. I also took the bow tie from a Freddy and I glued on these two little buttons. I think this is a really good first attempt at making the open jaw, but if I am going to make Phantom Freddy in the future, or Shadow Freddy, or Withered Golden Freddy, I know exactly what to improve on, and I think it'll turn out better than this guy. But, you know, I still like him. So, moving on from FNAF 2, I did Spring Bonnie. Yeah, Spring Bonnie was actually really fun to make. So, what I did for Spring Bonnie was kind of just built upon the Withered Freddy pattern, but of course changed it up a bit to get that Springtrap Spring Bonnie kind of look. I haven't shown this one off, I think, at all, but I think it looks really nice. I love the fabric that I used for this one. Of course, it's just fleece, but for some reason, this one is so much softer and so much more squishy than the other ones. Of course, you guys can't tell that through a video, but, you know, I guess I'm just stupid for even mentioning that, right? I hate commentary sometimes. Anyway, for the eyes, you can tell that they're Sanchi eyes. They were stolen from a bootleg Sanchi Freddy, and I painted them green. And I think the Sharpie that I used for the eyes looked really good. It doesn't look smeared or anything. I think I did a really good job in painting them green. Of course, Spring Bonnie has eyelashes. They're a little close together than I would like, but you know what? It's fine. The nose is just a black piece of felt. The teeth are a harder felt. I decided to use this instead of just normal felt because it's more sturdy and it doesn't flop around as much. The body, of course, is just a Sanchi body with a purple bow tie and black buttons. I really try to go off of Fredbear from Sanchi and kind of make a plush that would complement that plush really nicely. And I think I did really good. And of course, the only way to go from Spring Bonnie is Springtrap. Yeah, so play the sound effect and then let's dirty this fucko up. No, would you look at that? A dirty rabbit. Here we have Springtrap. This guy, of course, is the main killer of all FNAF. I think I did really good on this one. Sorry if that was loud. The embroidery, I think I got a lot better at, and the open jaw looks a lot better than on Withered Freddy. The eyes, of course, are embroidered with black thread, and on the concept that Bizabizow made, they're a little bit of a darker green, but I couldn't find that exact color, so I opted for black instead. And I did that same black thread for the rest of the embroidery marks on the body. I also added some maroon embroidery marks and this pink embroidery mark, so then it shows its flesh tones like the concept has. And I think I did this plush justice. I think I did the character justice. It looks really nice. On the back there's more embroidery, and I split up the pattern a little because Springtrap does have a darker hip area and darker legs, so I decided to invoke that with a darker color fleece. I think it looks really nice, and this might be my favorite. Of course, the teeth are the same fabric that I used for Spring Bonnie. He's got a bit of wires coming out of his head, and overall, I just think this is a really nice plush. I'm not making Dark Springtrap though. You will never find me making Dark Springtrap. Never in my life.
Mangle is William Afton's first successful experiment with estrogen.
Now, the moment you all have been waiting for. This plush was actually recommended for me to make by Bizabizow themselves. If you guys haven't noticed, I've been posting some of these guys on YouTube Shorts and on TikTok, which you should totally go follow my TikTok, by the way. I'll probably link it in the description. Anyway, Bizabizow told me that I should make the Mangle. And this one, Jesus, was kind of difficult to make. Let me explain how. So, Mangle, of course, in Bizabizow's design, I keep slurring that name, I'm so sorry. And, in Bizabizow's design, she is a box. And this isn't too difficult to make, right? It's just a 6 squares, all sewn together. The problem is that the legs and the neck are sticking out of it, so I had to make little like incisions into the pattern and make little curvy parts so that I could insert the legs and it could be one big pattern. Of course, I could have ladder stitch, but I felt that was a lazy way to go, and I wanted it to look a lot better than just ladder stitching something on. The body, speaking of which, has some foam on the inside, which makes her very, very squishy. She also has stuffing on the inside, so it's adding to that squishiness. I just put the foam in there so I can keep the shape, just so it doesn't look like weird and wonky. But other than that, I put these fleece bars on there, kind of to signify the endoskeleton, like in the design. And then of course the legs. Those are just Sanchi legs that I attached onto there. 2 of them are white. One of them is gray with the dark gray bottom part, and some more bars on there. On the back, you can see that there is a white cottontail, and I think this is my favorite part of this plush. The tail is so cute. I really like how I did it. I didn't think it was going to look that good, but yeah, it looks really good. And of course, you can see the little wires there. Like Bizabizow mentioned, this is where the 4th leg would be if Mangle had 4 legs, so I just added wires there. Now, the endoskeleton head wasn't hard to make at all, actually. Of course, it's just another cube shape with a little bit of detailing and wiring coming off of it. I think the endo head looks really cute. He looks a little derpy, but I think I did pretty good according to the design. I think it looks very, very accurate. But yeah, now last but not least is Mangle's actual head and neck. So the neck was actually really hard to make. It looks a little weird, but I think it looks fine. It looks decent. But yeah, it's just dark gray fleece, and the head was actually pretty hard to design. Of course, we have the open jaw mechanism once again with a little bit of foam on the lower jaw so that it keeps its shape. She has the teeth right there, the lips, the nose, everything that Mangle needs that the Funko plush kind of left out, but you know what, I digress. She has her cheeks and her eyes. Her eyes were actually supposed to be embroidered originally, but fun fact, I made a previous Mangle head before this one. I made it a little too small, it just came out wonky, and I did embroider the eyes for that one, but for this next one I got a little lazy, so I just glued them on, but I think it looks really good nonetheless. She's got her eyelashes, her yellow eye, and her one white eye, and then she's got the ears with the pink inner parts, and I think she looks really nice. The tufts of fur on the side of their head look really, really good in my opinion, and she has wires coming out of the back of her head. And I think Mangle is probably my favorite one and my highly anticipated one, I think, because Mangle's design in the videos that Bizabizow makes it kind of looks very complicated, and it was complicated to make as a physical plush, but I think I did really good. And now that I've knocked out Mangle, I feel like it gets a little harder from there, but also a little easier. But yeah, that is it for the Mangle. Play the sound effect. So after yapping and rambling, I finally finished reviewing these 5 customs that I made, and I had lots of fun making these guys. If you want to see certain characters, please comment down below. Bizabizow, please keep making more concepts. They're really, really good concepts, and I really enjoy watching your videos. Maybe one day in the future we can collab on something. I don't know what it would be, but yeah, I guess we'll see in the future. But if you did enjoy this video, please leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. Share this video with friends, people who enjoy FNAF. The FNAF movie's coming out, so maybe you can hook some people onto FNAF and recommend them this video. But yeah, other than that, I look forward to making more of these guys. Comment down below, of course, who you want to see next, and I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.